Hello. Right, I'm coming to another banded booty burner, so you need a resistance loop or band. And we're also going to be doing this is supported. So for me, I'm actually just going to lean on the side of my armchair here. You can lean on anything with the hands or the forearms. You can use something like a kitchen chair. If you're in a gym, if they've got the bars on the side, you can hold on to that. If you absolutely don't have this, you can absolutely just come down to all fours and do a similar thing. Although I'd hope we could do this standing, just because that means the supporting leg is going to get a bit more of a burn. But just do what works for what you've got. So we're going to warm up first. You can put the band to one side for now. I'm going to start with squats. Just start with a little squat. So feet wide on the hips back and down, and rise. So just mini ones to start with. You're just starting to get into the moving the body. If you've done any of the banded booty burners, you know this is going to burn. You know this is going to. You're probably going to need multiple breaks. I don't really give you many, but just take as many as you need. So we're going to do a squat into a heel lift. So you're going to squat and then just lift your heels off. Squat, lift your heels. Squat and lift your heels. And gradually, if it feels good, you can start to squat a little bit deeper. Just make sure it is your hips going back and down and not that you're hinging forwards or rounding your back. We're going to squat and lift one leg to the side. Squat, other side. Starting to warm up into the side of the bum. Oh yeah. Think of the leg going just slightly behind you. So it's just behind the other knee, and that's going to really start to target the bum. And then just do the right leg every time. Yeah. Right leg every time. Squat, right leg. Squat, right leg. What you should be noticing is your heart rate starting to increase a little bit as well. Just be mindful that you're squatting evenly in the middle and not just squatting and favouring one side. Oh, other side. Squat, left leg. You might want to take a little bit longer on the movements, move a little bit slower. Again, it's your warm up. It's not meant to be really burning or anything yet. Just building a little bit of heat and tension. And then finally, just grab the back of one foot, tip forward, whoops, stand up, switch legs, grab, tip. You're going to just get a little stretch in the quad and the hamstring and start to work a little bit in your balancing as well. So from the side, you grab the foot, tip as far as you can tolerate, switch. Yeah, perfect. Right, that's it. So you need a band. We're going to start with a band like this around the feet. So if you have your feet, it's like this, underneath. So underneath the foot, and then as close up to the ankle as you can. So you're standing on the band. Scoot yourself over to one side of the room. Take your feet as wide as you can manage, and then lead with your right foot. Step out, tiny step in, out, tiny step in, out, tiny step in. Extra challenge, lift your heels. So it's going to be trying to drag your heels inwards like this, and your goal is to kick your heels out against the band and keep your legs as wide as you can. So you should be feeling this all down the side of the leg into the bum. And if you've got the heels lifted, it's just a teeny tiny lift. And then we go back the other way, so just straight back the other way. Lead with the left and in. Be mindful, this is what I see the most. Big stepping out. One, you're going to run out of space. But two, you don't keep the tension on the band. So keep as much tension as you can, which means only over teeny tiny steps. But you should be really starting to feel the side of your bum fire up. Poke your bum if you need to. Why? Just helps them know like it needs to work. It's the brain to bum connection. Oh, already burns. Nice, perfect. Right, we're going to squat, stand up, and the feet go out, out, in. Squat, just lead with the other leg. Out, out, in, and in. Squat. So noticing that it starts wide, goes wider, and still is wider than the hips. We're never coming into feet underneath the hips. There's never any release of tension on the band, aka there's never any release of tension on your butt. Boom! Nice, perfect, that's first round. Now just lift the band up so it's around the ankles, so we're no longer standing on it, maybe just above the ankles. We're going to do the same thing with the crab walk, this time with the heels down. So we're going to reset over here. Take your feet as wide as you manage, and then go for little walks. Lead with the right leg. keeping it wide, keeping it wide. Push your knees out as well, and check again that the heels aren't being dragged in. It should be easier to keep the heels out with it not actually being around the ankles, dragging it inwards. And then a little bend of the knee. It's not a full-blown squat or anything, just a little bend. Slight push back of the hips. Like this, so you're not completely upright. Slightly push back, but nothing much more than that. Then go back the other way. No break. Just step the other way. Oh. This is one of those ones, if you don't feel it fairly instantly in your bum, probably means you need to do this more and more until you do. If you're feeling other muscles taking over, again, keep poking the bum, keep practicing this workout. Eventually you'll get to the stage where you're like, oh my God, instantly I can feel my bum muscles contracting really hard. Woo, right, this time I'm going to squat down, hold the squat down, and the feet will do the same thing. So go out, out, in, and in. Lead with the other leg. Out, out, in, and in. Right, and left, right, left, and right. You want to feel the side of your bum. You will also feel your quads, the front of the thighs, so don't worry if you're feeling it there as well. Out, and in, and in. Think as wide as you can go, as low as you can go, but I more prefer about the width of the legs. Yeah, perfect. Right, stand up. We scooch the band up to just above the knees. Above the knees, not on the knees. And then start. Crab walks again. This time a bit more bend. Push the knees out against the band and start to walk. You should be able to get the knees a little bit wider this one, the feet a bit wider. Your knees are going to be trying, as soon as you step one, it's going to try and drag this one in. You're going to push out and resist that. So both knees pointing out towards the diagonals of the room. Feeling the side booty. Bam, 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 bam. Teeny, tiny little steps with loads and loads of tension on the band. Back the other way. How wide can you turn your knees? Thinking if you've got 12 o'clock pointing forward, what's that, like 2 and 10? Can you get wider? 3 and 9 o'clock. Really turn the knees out wide. This is, by the way, just to prepare you, kind of the extended warm-up for what's to come. Right, coming down to the squat. So we're going to squat, hold, and the knees are just going to pulse out, out, out. Little movement out and in. So it's not the feet rolling out and in, nor is it the dance move. You push the knees out, and then from there, just try and go a little bit wider back in, a little bit wider back in. Don't let it drag you in. A little bit wider, resist. You squeeze it out and resist it in. Squeeze it out, resist it in. Constant tension. Ah, yes, nice. Right, keep the band exactly where it is. We're going to be leaning on your side, what you've got, a sofa, side, fireplace, whatever you've got, something that means you are leaning forward and essentially your bum is pushing back. Looking for a flat posture, and you're just going to balance on one leg. The other knee is going to open to the side, to the back. Let's go. To the side and to the back. So you're squeezing the side of the bum and the back of the bum. The good news in this, by the way, is we only have one round on each side, and then we're practically done. Now your foot, and it's lifted, it can be flexed or it can be pointed, it doesn't really matter. And you'll feel both the leg that's moving and the bum that's supporting you. So now going just to the side, side and up, the side and up. And a bit like we did in the warm-up where I said keep one knee slightly behind the other, try and keep the knee that's moving slightly behind, otherwise you'll find you end up going forwards. And that's working more into your hip flexor, and we want to work into the side of your bum. Keep checking your posture, and again, if it's too much on the wrist, you can come down to the forearms, that's completely fine. And then so you can do this on all fours on the floor. Yes, so I'm just going to hold the knee up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold in. And then taking a breath, and when you breathe out, just see if you can lift the knee a little bit higher. So bet you can, I bet you got more. And then get to the point where it feels like the band wants to pull you back in. That's where you want to hold. What is burning more? Your lifted leg or your supporting leg? I think it's actually normally more the supporting. Not so much to say. We're going to keep the knee high. Just go up and down, pulse from there. Little lift, little lift, little lift, a little lift, little pulse. Check your posture's not gone. You're not suddenly arching your back. Lift up through the belly, support your spine. And just like your pulse with the knees going out and in, don't let it drag you down. And trying to stay at the edge of the tension, edge of the tension, edge of the tension. So as high as you can, it's just about a few centimetre movement. Just going to move it that to the back. So take the leg up and down, back and down. Lift in and lower in, squeezing. So now squeezing, so you got this with muscle in your bum, you got the side and the back. So the side and the back. So the moment we're now going into the back of the bum, that's using to lift the leg up, pull the band up. This one's harder to not arch the back. So really lock in through your core, through your abs. And then we hold it up. Point your foot, flex foot, doesn't matter if it's squeeze the butt. Brace your belly. Supporting leg should be getting really tired. But you've only got, what, less than a minute now to stand on it. Yay! Bam, 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 bam. I need it, that's my balance. Oh, can you lift higher? Give it a go, try and lift higher or squeezing the bum harder without losing the brace. And you know what's coming, little pulses. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, and little pulse. Little pulsing, little pulsing. Like I say, there's no breaks really, but if you've needed to take breaks, don't be disheartened. Take a break, shake it off, and then get back in. Ooh, my band's gone annoying. No! There are totally different types of bands, by the way, that you can get. You can get material ones that don't do this annoying flappiness. Wait, right, come down. Squat, and then just pulse your hips up and down, up and down, up and down. Push your booty back. Push your knees out on the band. And you should feel, I don't know, maybe, I was going to say wonky, but maybe quite even because you work both sides of the bum there. But your other bands that work, they don't flap around as much, but in my opinion, you can't get as much tension. Once you pulled out a certain amount, that's it. So I personally recommend these cheaper ones from Amazon or anywhere else. Shake, 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 shake. What you do on one side, you've got to do on the other side. Remember, we do the other side, and we're nearly done. It's so nearly done after that. So, find your support. Hinge to push your butt back, support yourself with the hands. Bend your supporting leg, and we're going to the side, to the back, to the side, and to the back. This side should be harder because everything's already more tired. But also, you know how it felt on one side, and you know kind of how the burning sensation is going to be, you know how uncomfortable it's going to be. So just think you're going into it with a bit more knowledge. So you're knowing you've got that, and you're just going to try and go a little bit longer than you could last time. And I would just go to the side, up and down, up and down. When you come down, same thing again, try and go from hip width and higher from there. Whoops, balance, hip width and higher, rather than closing your knees completely. So we never lose again that slack or that tension on the band. Just hold it up. Hold it up. Resisting the urge. The knee is going to go like this. It's going to be up here and then it's going to go. And you just need to be aware of when that happens. And then take a breath. Breathe out. Push out a bit harder on the band again. Just resist. You're not just resisting gravity at the moment. You're resisting gravity and the band. It's hard. But we're working big muscles of the bum, so it is possible. Holding up, just from there, go up a little bit higher, down a tiny bit, a little bit higher, down a tiny bit, a little bit higher, down a tiny bit. You're going to try and shake from the front without anything to balance on. So you're trying not to let it yank you forward like that. Being lift, down a teeny, lift, tiny, teeny. It's a teeny tiny movement at the top of the range. Bum, 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 bum. 10 seconds to go. How's your burny butt? Sorry. We're pulsing. Back in, Helen. And to the back. Back. So if you can, you're trying to go through this like it's kind of, I guess, choreographed or planned to have no breaks. So rather than hearing the beep and think, oh, it's time to take a break, you're just trying to think, that's time to move into the next move. That might not be you at the moment, might not be you right now, but it's again something to strive for, something to focus on and aim for. So if you ever find you're getting through this and you can't get to the end, in my opinion, that's a sign to go through it again. Hold it up. Holding up without losing your spine. Neutrality? Neutrality, is that a word? Neutralness. Without your brace. Push. Oh, with buttons so much. Oh, God, it burns. I've been coming out of it too. How are you doing? Little pulses up and down. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, and little pulse. Again, I'd be so curious to know what's worse. It's so mixed. Whenever I ask my clients which one's worse, supporting with a lifted leg, it's a real split, 50-50. So I'm just curious. Mine at the moment is my supporting leg is definitely going harder, which I'm proud of because it's my left leg. My left bum is normally a bit weak, a bit underactive, as it were. Little pulses, little pulses, little pulses, catch your booty. So nearly totally done. You can't afford to just squeeze it a little bit harder. Oh, I missed it. Squat hold with the knee pulses. So you're going to hold the squat. I thought I heard it. Hold the squat and go back to the pulse and the knees out and out and out and out. Holding it down. If your squat at this point is a bit higher, I don't care. But again, I do care about how high or how hard you're pulling apart the band. Always try to get your toes over mid to outer edge of foot. A little shake, a little shake, a little shake. So just say we're nearly done. We've got one little finisher. So we're basically going to do the squat pulses, 5 squat pulses, so the hips go down and up while constantly pressing out the band. Once you do 5, knees go out, out, out and out for 5. And then hips up and down, then knees out and in. It's 2 minutes to hold a squat. So we're squatting pulse, down, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it down, the knees go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out, hips, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it down, go wider. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it going. The thing to watch for in your pulses is that you're not pulsing like this forward and back with your knees, and you're not going like this with your back. You think your back is connected to your hips, it just stays there. It just happens that your hips have gone down, and now your hips are going down, 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 like they're trying to tap to see if there's a chair and they're being like, oh no. You can actually do that with a chair. So sit down, lean forward a little bit, stand up and just go from there. Tap, 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 5 of those, and then 5 impulse with the knees out. Have you managed to hold the high time? Does it get annoying when I stand up to talk? You have 1 minute to go, so you're over halfway. If you need to have a little stand and shake, have a stand and shake, and then get back in as soon as you can. Holding up, holding it, super, super birds. By the end of this, once you finish, all we've got to do is a stretch. Right bum, left bum, done. And the thing to really help with this burning sensation is breathing. Make sure you're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take really deep breaths in. So that burning feeling is the lack of oxygen coming into the muscles. So you've just got to try and get as much as you can to make it as kind of holdable as possible. Oh, burned so much, and I had a big talking break. How are we doing? How much can you pull apart the band, like you're trying to snap it in two? Yes! Well done. Shake off your legs. Now you are more than welcome to stretch your bum standing up, holding on for balance, crossing one leg over and pushing your hips back. You might find that you're kind of over balancing on one leg, in which case feel free to come to the floor, lie on your back, again maybe have a couple of little shakes, and then just cross your right ankle over the left thigh, open the knee, pull the leg towards you. This is 1 minute stretch, that's it. Ah. Done. And yeah, just thinking a strong bum is so good for pretty much everything in life. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. It's a buckle, it's a big statement. Stretch your legs. Strong bar, good for everything in life. Trying to think of a situation where it wouldn't be. Walking, running, jumping, hiking, swimming, back pain, aesthetics. Strong bar on a plane? I don't know. Parachute, probably support your back if you're in that banana shape. Yeah, I'm just going to go with everything. Balance, good for balance. And release. Oh, just rock yourself up. Have another little shake off. Give yourselves the kudos you deserve. Well done, well done, well done. If you manage to do that whole thing without taking any bonus breaks, very well done. If you manage that, try going on to a heavier band. If you didn't, try a lighter band. And the other option is throughout all the balancing stuff, you could technically do no band. But yeah, well done. Any question or feedback? Let me know, message me. You know I like messages. Talk to me. But see you soon. Thank you for training with me.